We have started with chapter number 5, the principle of inheritance and variation. In this chapter till now we have learned regarding the heredity, variation, what are the characteristics of Mendel's experiment, why the Mendel experiment was successful, and we have discussed one of the experiment of a Mendel, that is monohybrid experiment or inheritance of single gene. I am just briefly revising the monohybrid experiment or the inheritance of single gene, and then we will go ahead. Okay? From this monohybrid experiment we have to learn many things. So let's learn what is a monohybrid experiment. Okay? In a monohybrid experiment, or it can also be called as inheritance of single gene, how the Mendel has performed. The Mendel has taken tall plant, capital T, he has crossed it with small t. Remember, you cannot write D instead of T. Okay, so this is tall, this is a short plant, you can also call it as dwarf. The Mendel took it as parent generation. Okay, now what he has done, after that he obtained the first generation, what we call it as F1 generation. In a F1 generation he obtained all the plants were tall, capital T, small t. Okay, how? The gametes. Here the gametes are capital T. Here the gametes are small t. These are the gametes which are going to be formed. Consider the one is a male and the another one is a female. Okay, you consider this. Okay, and by this you obtain the capital T, small t in the first generation. So all the plants in the first generation that were obtained, they are tall. Now what he has done? He has done a self-crossing. Okay, that means F1 generation is self-crossed. Okay, so what he has obtained? Here the gametes are, what are the gametes? Capital T, small t. Here the gametes are also capital T, small t. And in the F2 generation, filial generation 2, he obtained that 4 results: capital T, capital T, small t, in the ratio of 1:2:1. Okay, these two plants, capital T and small t, these plants were tall, and this plant in this, it is a dwarf. Okay, so if you consider the phenotypic ratio, phenotypic means characteristic, 3 plants were tall, 1 plus 2, 3 plants were tall, 1 is a dwarf. So in the Mendel's experiment, the F2 generation, the phenotypic ratio is 3:1, 3 tall, 1 dwarf. But if you consider the genotypic ratio in Mendel experiment, so in Mendel experiment the genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. Okay, 1 capital T, 2 capital T, small t, and 1 small t. This is the ratio which is obtained. This is phenotypic ratio in F2 generation, and this is genotypic ratio also in F2 generation. So in Mendel, the phenotypic ratio is 3:1, genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. Okay, clear? This much we have finished in the last session. Now today what we have to understand, see, here the capital T also indicates for a tallness, and the capital T, small t, that's also indicate for a tallness. The meaning of capital T is also tall, capital T, small t is also tall. Like here you can see capital T tall, capital T, small t tall. So how can you come that when the plant is tall, how can you come that whether it is capital T or capital T, small t? How can you come to know that what is the genotype of that parent? Here the phenotype is same. This is tall, this is also tall, means phenotype is same. But the genes gets changed, genotype gets changed. Whether it is capital T or is it capital T, small t? How we can come to know? So that we can come to know by a method called as taste cross. How we can come to know? Taste cross. What is a taste cross? In a taste cross, we have to multiply it with homozygous recessive. We have to multiply with a homozygous recessive, and then we obtain. I will show you how can you come to know that whether it is capital T or capital T small t. This is based on assumption method. Okay, I will explain you with the assumption method. Okay, and then I will explain you what is the meaning of a taste cross. Okay. So I will start that. There are two possibilities. It may be either capital T, that is also a tall. The another possibility is that it may be capital T, small t. This is the two possibility. I have to know that the meaning of both is tall. The meaning of capital T is also tall. Capital T, small t is also tall. But which kind of gene is present in it? How can I come to know that? That is by taste cross. How? So I assume that on one side, assume that it is capital T. On another side, capital T, small t. Always you have to cross with homozygous recessive. Small means recessive. Remember, capital letter means, here the capital letter is a dominant, D-O-M-I-N-A-N-T. Okay, why we are calling it as dominant, that we will see later on. And the small letter represents a recessive. You know that when both are same, like this is both are same, we are calling it as homozygous. And when both are different, we are calling it as heterozygous. So here whatever it may be, okay, so we have to cross it with homozygous recessive plant. This is homozygous recessive plant. So I also have to cross it with homozygous recessive in both cases. Now make out the gametes. What are the gametes of it? Okay, take the gametes. Here the gametes are, first gamete is capital T, another gamete is capital T. Similarly over here, the gametes are small t, small t. Okay, you can consider it as this is the parent generation. Okay, now you get the first generation, what we call it as filial generation. I will show you with the Punnett square method. Punnett square method. You know that Punnett square method means you have to draw square first. Okay, here 2 into 2 means how many possibilities are there? 2 into 2, 4. So I have to make a 4 square. Clear? On one side I have to write the gametes of one plant, on another side I have to write the gametes of another plant. So here the gametes of one plant is capital T. The gametes of another plant is small t. Now you can write in a box. Row and column, mix it. Okay, mix the row and column. So here capital T, small t. Same here, capital T, small t. Mix over here. Capital T, small t. Mix capital T, small t. Now all of you know the meaning of capital T, small t. What is capital T, small t? It is tall. Clear? So that happens in the case of if it is homozygous tall. But suppose assume that if it is heterozygous tall. Do the same. This is the parent generation. Make out the gametes. So which are the gametes? Capital T, small t. Here the gametes are small t. Now make the fusion. Okay, by use the Punnett square method. Make a square. 2 gametes. So 2 2s are 4. I have to make the 4. On one side 1 gametes. So that means I am writing capital T, small t. Another side another gamete, small t. Now mix the row and column. Okay, so mix the row and column. So here capital T, small t. Here small t. Same. Here capital T, small t. Here small t. Now you know the meaning of capital T, small t. It is tall. Here it's a dwarf. Here capital T, small t, it's tall. And small t is dwarf. Okay, so here you can see what is the ratio. 2 plants were tall, 2 plants were dwarf. Okay, 2 plants were tall, 2 plants were dwarf. Okay, so means 2 is to 2, or you can say 1 is to 1. But here if you see all plants were tall. So this is a method, what we call it as taste cross. So what is a taste cross? Where if you want to determine whether it is a homozygous tall or heterozygous tall, You want to differentiate whether it is capital T or it is capital T small t. How can you differentiate? You have to cross it with homozygous recessive plant. You have to cross it with homozygous recessive plant. So in both the cases you are crossing with small t. If all the plants obtained are same, means all the plants obtained are tall, that indicates it is capital T or means homozygous. Clear? If 50% plants were tall, 50% plants were dwarf, means you obtain a ratio of 1:1. 1:1, or in another term you can say that 50%. 50% plants are tall and 50% plants are dwarf. Then this is called as heterozygous recessive, and thus you can determine whether it is a homozygous or it is a heterozygous tall. Okay, clear? So this method is called as taste cross. What it can be called as? Taste cross. Okay, so what is a taste cross? In the taste cross, this is a method. Remember, what is a taste cross? Taste cross is a method to determine whether it is homozygous tall or it is a heterozygous tall. In this method, what you have to do? You have to take a parent plant and you have to cross it with homozygous recessive. You can see over here, in both the cases you are mixing with or crossing with homozygous recessive. If all plants are tall or all plants are same, then it is homozygous. If you get a 50-50% ratio or 1:1 ratio, then it is a heterozygous. So thus, this is a way by which you can determine whether it is a homozygous tall or heterozygous tall. And this method is called as taste cross method. What it is called as? Taste cross method. And this is very important question. Based on that, MCQ can also be asked in an examination. Okay, or 1 mark question can also be asked, what is a taste cross? Okay, so in a taste cross, we are crossing a plant to homozygous recessive plant to determine the genotype of a plant. Okay, whether it is homozygous or heterozygous. So that's all about the taste cross. Okay, and based on all these observation, Mendel's monohybrid experiment, the Mendel has given 2 laws. Okay, Mendel has proposed these 2 laws, and this law are very famous and mostly acceptable. Okay, there are also few exceptions where it is not applicable, but that we will see later on where it is not applicable. But in most of the cases, it is applicable. And these 2 laws, we are currently calling it as principle of inheritance, or they are also called as law of inheritance. Okay, he has prepared the 2 laws based on his experiment, and we are calling it as principle of inheritance, or it can also be called as law of inheritance. Okay, instead of principle you can say also law of inheritance. Which 2 laws he has formulated? There are 2 laws based on his observation. He has given 2 laws. First law under it is law of dominance, and the second one is called as law of segregation. There are 2 laws under the principle of inheritance. First is law of dominance and the second one is law of segregation. What is a law of dominance says? According to a Mendel has proposed these 2 laws. We are calling it as principle of inheritance. What is according to this law? First we start with a law of dominance. What is a law of dominance? According to a law of dominance, the characters are expressed by discrete units. They are expressed by discrete units. That means there are specific units. We are calling it as factors. The Mendel was calling it as a factor. Nowadays we are calling it as a gene. Okay, but this is the first statement. The characters, they are expressed by a discrete unit, and these discrete units are called factors. What Mendel has called it as factors. Nowadays we are calling it as a gene, but Mendel called it as a factor. Okay, so according to the law of dominance, characters are expressed by discrete unit. Like here I will explain it. like capital T, small t. This is the units. They are expressed by discrete unit, and Mendel called this as a factor. Mendel called this as a factor. Now, this discrete units that occur in pair. Remember, that occurs in a pair. It's not like this. They are occurring pair. Capital T, capital T, capital T, small t, small t, small t. They occur in a pair. See, this is a pair. This is a pair. This is a pair. Means the factors or the genes that occur in a pair like this. Okay? And these are called as alleles. Capital T and small t. Capital T and small t, they are considered as alleles. Okay? So they are considered as alleles, which are characterized by two different characteristics. Okay? So the discrete units, they occur in a pair. Learn this first and then we go ahead. What is according to a law of dominance? According to a law of dominance, characters are expressed by a discrete unit, like such kind of a letters. We are calling it as factors, and these factors that occurs in a pair. Okay, clear? Now next thing, see, when dissimilar, like this is a dissimilar, heterozygous, this is similar, capital T, and this is small t, small t. Okay, now capital T, both are for tallness, it's fine, it is tall. Small t, which is for dwarfness, because both the letters are representing a dwarf. But see here, capital T, small t, one letter is representing a tallness, another letter is representing a dwarfness. So what happens in this case? What are the characteristics of such a plant? So in this case, this is a similar, homozygous, this is also similar, homozygous, no problem. But that happens in the case of dissimilar or the heterozygous. So in dissimilar pair, this is a dissimilar pair. This is dissimilar. This is similar, similar. But this is a dissimilar pair. In a dissimilar pair, one will express and the one that is expressed here, the capital T, small t, dissimilar. From these two, only one will express. Here which is expressing, the tall is expressing. Okay, clear? The one will express, we are calling it as dominant. Okay, the dominant. Okay, and the other one which is not expressed, okay, that we are calling it as recessive. Okay, here the recessive doesn't express in a dissimilar pair. Dissimilar, remember. Okay, clear? In a dissimilar pair, the character which is expressed, capital T expressed, that is a dominant. Okay, so here, which is a dominant? Capital T is dominant and the small t is a recessive. Remember a rule. Based on this, you can see in a simple language, when there is a dissimilar pair, the capital will express or the dominant character will express. And the recessive will not express. Remember a thing, recessive character will not express in presence of dominant character. So this is a recessive character, small t, that cannot express in presence of dominant character. It will only express, recessive character will only express when the dominant is absent. Like this is a recessive. Here it can express dwarf. But when it expresses, when the dominant is absent, capital T is absent. Remember, when there is a dominant is present, always dominant is expressed. When dominant absent, then and then only the recessive will express, otherwise the recessive cannot express. Okay, so in a dissimilar pair, the one character that is expressed, that is called as a dominant gene or dominant factor, the other one which cannot express in presence of dominant, this is called as recessive. And recessive, when it express, the recessive character only express when the dominant is absent. Okay, like here you can see capital T, small t. From that, which one expressed? Capital T expressed. So this is a dominant character. Which is not expressed in presence of dominant. This is a small t. It is not expressed. So it is called as a recessive character. Clear? So this is what going to happen in case of a dissimilar pair. Recessive, when it express, recessive can express, like here both are recessive. When dominant is absent, here dominant is absent, capital T is absent. So at that time the recessive can express. So you have to remember law of dominance. Remember these lines. Dominant will express in the dissimilar pair. Recessive will not express in presence of dominant character. Recessive will only express when dominant is absent. Clear? So this is called as law of dominance, and always it occurs in a pair. Okay, this is called as law of dominance. Next is called as law of segregation. Law of segregation. Let's see. Here you can see in the first generation all the plants were obtained are the capital T, small t. In the Mendel monohybrid experiment, all the plants which are obtained in the first generation are capital T, small t. Now, you see that in the first generation all plants were tall. Mendel has crossed this with an even tall plant, self-cross. But still in the F2 generation, he got dwarf plant. Why it is? It is due to a law of segregation. That means when these two dissimilar characters are together, they doesn't get mixed. They doesn't get blended. Okay? They remain segregated. They remain separated. And each gamete gets. તમે કદાચ એના ગેમેટ પાડો તો આવું થશે. એક કેપિટલ T આવશે અને બીજો કયો આવશે? સ્મોલ t. ફ્યુઝ નહીં થઈ જાય, જોઈન નહીં થઈ જાય. જોઈન થાય તો શું થાય? They will express, you can say, an intermediate character. Not tall, not dwarf. પણ એવું નહીં થતું. Both gets segregated because they doesn't get blended, they doesn't get mixed. And this is called as law of segregation. While gamete formation, 50% gametes will get this and 50% gametes will get this in a heterozygous condition. Like even in a human being, you know that the male in a human being contains XY. The 23rd number of chromosome is a XY. Okay? So if you see in the case of a male, the half sperm contains a X, the another half contains a Y. Okay? That you already know that. It doesn't get mixed. Mixed nahi thata. Okay? Clear? But if you consider a female XX, then both gets the same X and then X. Okay, clear? That means what it wants to say that when there are two different characters are together, two different alleles are together, they doesn't get mixed or they doesn't get blended, they remain segregated. Okay, and this is called as law of segregation. And 50% of gamete contains a one, another 50% gametes contain another one. Like see, 50% gametes contain one, another 50% gametes contains this. This is called as law of segregation. Law of segregation. એનો મીનિંગ શું થયો? લાઈક સપોઝ એક પેરેન્ટ છે, એક દાદા છે, એક દાદી છે, બરાબર છે? એ બેવના મેરેજ થયા, એમના છોકરા થયા. લાઈક સપોઝ બધા છોકરા જ છે, ઓલ આર બોયઝ, બરાબર છે? સ્ટીલ એમની પછીની જે જનરેશન છે, એટલે દાદા દાદીના છોકરા પછીની જે જનરેશન છે, એમાં છોકરી થઈ શકે છે. Clear? This happens because the character doesn't get mixed or blended. Okay? They remain segregated. And the 50% gametes contain both. Okay? If similar pair, like this is a similar pair. So all the gametes contains the same. If this similar pair, then 50% gametes are there. Okay? Which fuse depends on that the next generation will generate. Okay? So this is about a law of dominance and law of segregation which were proposed by Mendel, and together we are calling it as principle of inheritance. What we are calling it as? Principle of inheritance. Clear? So that's all about it. Okay, so today what we have learned? We have learned taste cross, and we have also learned the law of dominance and law of segregation. Okay students, keep learning, keep watching, like and subscribe this channel. Thank you for watching.